There's something inherently ridiculous and yet utterly brilliant about the idea of a muscle truck. Take a vehicle meant for hauling lumber, fence posts, or maybe the occasional refrigerator, and drop a massive V8 into it. Suddenly, you've got tire smoke where payloads used to be, and 0 to 60 times that would shame sports cars in the same price range. It shouldn't make sense, and for many automakers, it doesn't. Muscle trucks are generally loud, thirsty, and difficult to sell to a boardroom, especially when regulators start asking questions. But for enthusiasts like you and I, they're irresistible. Today, muscle trucks are big business. The Ram TRX, the Shelby Raptors, and even some of the performance-oriented Silverados. They've all proven that there's a place for V8 thunder in a pickup truck shell in a street application. But this is not exclusively a modern phenomenon. No, this story begins way back in the early 1960s. When the muscle car era was literally just beginning to get started, something absolutely insane rolled out of the Dodge production line. It didn't wear a fancy badge and it didn't have a Hemi, but it was the original muscle truck. This is the insane true story of the 1960s Dodge D100 high-performance pack trucks, the vehicles that invented the term muscle truck. So, where does it all begin? Well, in 1963. This was a landmark year for trucks on the racetrack. Dick Boynton, a DJ from San Diego at this time, had built a custom Dodge D100 truck into what he called the Dragmaster. It had a 413 cubic inch max wedge engine in it that was rated at about 420 horsepower. It had great success racing, and it won the factory experimental class in Pomona at the Winter Nationals competition. That same year, Ford made a one-off hot rod version of its F100 XL that was winning races out east too. Dodge saw great opportunity coming from the success of this D100 race truck that they came up with the first production muscle truck ever, the grandfather of the Ram TRX. In 1964, Dodge began to offer a special trim called the Custom Sports Special, or CSS. It was a $235 investment that included black vinyl bucket seats dragged from a Dart, a console from a Polara, armrests, sun visors, and an upscale interior, as well as some exterior changes to make the truck seem a little bit less utilitarian. The CSS package itself was available on any of the engines, and it was even available on trucks beyond just the D100. However, it was pretty rare because at the time, people didn't view luxury trucks as a thing. Most people that wanted a truck back in the 60s wanted it for its truck purposes, to move stuff around and be a work vehicle. The CSS package aimed to make the truck cabin more livable. Even with the CSS package, the D100 was by no means a flashy truck, but it was definitely a bit more upscale. But the exciting thing about these D100s was not the Dart bucket seats. No, it was the other package that Dodge offered for the D100 that was leaps and bounds more cool than the CSS package, but was often paired with the CSS package. That was the Dodge High Performance Package, or HPP. This package was not really advertised, it was very rare, and it was not cheap at all. Introduced quietly in 1964, the High Performance Package cost a staggering $1,235, nearly 2/3 the price of the truck itself. That kind of price tag alone explains why so few were ever sold. But the cost of it wasn't just in dollars, it was also a logistical nightmare for Dodge to make these. When these were ordered, a regular D100 would have to be pulled off the assembly line mid-production and have to get reworked. The frame had to be cut and modified, the cross member was removed and was replaced with new custom brackets, there was some massaging required to fit the unique dual exhaust system, rear traction bars were welded in for added grip, and all of this had to be done manually because there was no reason to automate any of this because it was such a small offering. Dodge originally planned to make like 50 or so of these high performance pack trucks from 64 to 66. But exact production numbers are literally almost impossible to find, so no one's really sure if they reached that number. And these trucks in general are exceedingly rare. So what did that extra $1,235 get you with the HPP trucks? Well, what you got was a detuned version of Dodge's notorious Max Wedge racing motor. Originally fitted with the 413s, most of the HPP trucks ended up actually getting fitted with the 426 cubic inch street wedge V8s, which made 365 horsepower at 4,800 RPM and an earth-moving 470 foot-pounds of torque at just 3,200 RPM, thanks to its healthy 10.3:1 compression ratio and giant displacement numbers. Even with all the weight of the truck, these could still blast from 0 to 60 in under 8 seconds and were in the mid 15 seconds in the quarter. In 1964, in a truck, when most trucks at the time were barely putting out 200 horsepower in their most powerful versions, these Dodges were absolute monsters by comparison. They weren't just fast for a pickup, they were faster than most cars of the day. At this time, the 64 GTO had just came out, essentially kickstarting the muscle car wars. Even then, a stock 64 GTO would be around the 14 to 15 second quarter mile range. So this Dodge D100 pickup was right up there with it, and it did it all in an era when muscle trucks didn't even exist. There were very few visual cues on these high-performance pack trucks to let people know what was under the hood. Most of the time, people would choose the HPP and CSS packages together for the ultimate street truck with the better interior. But there were some people that opted just for the performance package without all the extra niceties of the CSS package, which made those trucks like super sleepers. In addition to that street wedge engine, the high-performance pack trucks all got a 727 3-speed automatic transmission. Reviewers at the time said you had to be kind of careful when you were matting it with this truck because of the little weight in the rear. When you were on the throttle and that first to second shift happened, these trucks would do more than just chirp the tires, especially when they had a 391 rear axle ratio as well. As I mentioned before, to strengthen and stabilize the high-performance package D100s, extra torque bars were added to the rear axle, and the suspension was upgraded to try and handle the additional power and torque over stock. A special Sun brand tachometer was added, and the 4-barrel carburetor and dual exhaust helped ensure that this engine could breathe as much as needed. The high-performance package on the 122-inch wheelbase Dodge D100s kept it relatively light for a truck. It was just under 4,000 pounds, which again is not light by any means when compared to a car, but for a 60s steel truck, it wasn't bad at all. The CSS D100s were cool enough with their full-featured interior, but imagine having all the power and torque of the high-performance pack with the extra added interior niceties of the CSS. Trucks with that exact pairing are the most sought-after ones today. Numbers estimate that about 20 trucks with the CSS and HPP packages equipped together are still around. There was an unofficial registry that listed 19 of them being known, and one of which being destroyed. Now, sales and public auctions are also rare, and the conditions of the remaining trucks are so varied that it's really hard to say what one might sell for. And even that 20 number I just mentioned before, I saw another one elsewhere said like 27 or 28 trucks. So the actual guess is as good as mine. There's also apparently 12 HPP only equipped trucks that were built, including one from 1963 with a 413. They had 55 CSS only packaged trucks. At the time this truck came out, Dodge's competitors didn't offer anything remotely like it. The biggest engine available in a factory Ford F100 was the 352 cubic inch V8, and the C10 Chevy could get a 327, and the power outputs on those were way lower. So of all the muscle trucks today, you kind of have to trace all that lineage back to the D100 high-performance pack trucks. It was a class of its own, and its DNA resurfaced multiple times over the following decades, with the Little Red Express, the Dakota Shelby trucks, the Ram TRX-4, and the current Ram 1500 TRX. The modern TRX has came a long way from the trucks of the 60s, but without that D100 over 60 years ago, we probably would never have even had the TRX to begin with. And that's the story of the first muscle truck. the Dodge D100s with the high performance package. Thank you all for watching this episode. I really hope you enjoyed this look at the granddaddy of all muscle trucks. If you did, I would really appreciate it if you could give this video a thumbs up and share it with someone who you think might enjoy it.